Okay, V, I'm going to break this down so you'll understand what's going on. So I'm just going to show you 1, 2, 3s and pullbacks. If we see a 2B, I'll show you why it's just as good also. So you can see this thrust bar up here. This is a pullback over here, but this is an area where I would take a demand right over here. So this guy is like, now when you're looking at the numbers to try to find out where you want to put the, so I'm only using an 11 tick stop with a 12 tick target. So look at, you see this over here? I'm only looking at these numbers right here, these before the decimal. Forget the decimal. So, like for instance, this bar here is 60 and 57. So in that case, I split it in half and make it 150 because it's 3 points, 150. So I come up from the bottom 150 and it's 58.75 where I would put an entry. I'm just showing you that. So for this guy right here, you can see it's 46 and 50. So I would make it 48.75. Just adding 2 points, splitting 4 in half, 2, add it to the bottom, 48.75. And this is to me a demand area because you can see this candle right here. It's telling us that you got a big thrust down with this red candle and then it just boom. Okay? So look at there at 48.75 right there. And if you come right across over here, you can see that buyers came into the game again. Right over here. If you look at this, that's a pullback. So that guy there is that's 6 points. So I'm going to come down from the top 3. So it make it 60.25. And since I got an 11 tick stop, I make it 63.50. I make it 60.50. I mean, because 63 take away 3 is 60 and 3. It'd be 60 and a quarter. But with an 11 tick stop makes it 60.50. And you can see right over here we get filled. It puts you in a hole 4 ticks, and the next candle, 20 seconds later, you've got your 12. You got more than 12. Okay, so now let's go on to the 1, 2, 3. So I'm following the price action, and we make a higher high and a pullback, which is a higher low. So right over here, you can see the pullback. It didn't take out the high until this candle. So here's my pullback right to there. So I'm putting it right on the body of this red guy right there, and which is 58.75. Puts you in the hole 1 tick, bingo. Now you can see this big thrust up here. This bar now becomes demand again. So you got demand here, you got demand here. So it goes from demand to demand. So we have demand here, and that candle is 3 points. So you add 150, you make it 60 even, because 58.50 plus 150 is 60 even. So I'll move this to 60. You get filled on this guy here. It puts you in a hole 5 ticks. Next candle, you get your win again. Now before you even get to there, price makes a higher high right up here, and then a higher low, but not a higher high. Now for this to be a 1, 2, 3 and it be confirmed, I need for price to close below the 2 point. So in this particular case, it closes over here and it comes down. So I would take an order right over here first to give me my money, and then I'm going to take this guy up here, right at the red guy, right under the body, and because you come down from the top, well, the red guy right here, you got that's 3 points, 65 and 68, so you make it 66.50. It so happens to coincide with the body of the candle. 66.50, puts you in a hole 1 tick, and that same candle, you go down for the win. So it took you 20 seconds. These are 20-second trades. So we get a bunch of sideways action over here, and you can see this is a 1, 2, 3. This is the last 1, 2, 3 until we take out this area here. So there's point 1, there's point 2, point 3. So you're going to wait till price takes this area out over here, which it does. It comes down to here, and here is where I'm going to enter. So this is a 4-point candle because you got 66 and 62. So we're going to make it 64 and a quarter is my entry. which so happens to, what is it, 63, right over here. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, it's 64 and a quarter, and we just miss getting filled on this particular guy. So it happens. But again, you got this candle here, which is, now this candle we already showed, we got filled over here and got a win. Then you got another 1, 2, 3 over here to get back into the downtrend. We're not going to catch that again. Makes a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low and not a high high. So you got another 1, 2, 3 over here to get back into the trend. And this is a thrust bar if you think about it. So the price would ever come back here during my time, which it didn't. And then as it usually does, price comes down over here and forms a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Well, no, it's not a 1, 2, 3 because the 2 point it took out this over here, so that's nothing. And that would be the end of my session. So let's see how many trades you would have had here. You would have had this one over here. That's 1. You got this guy over here for 2. You got this guy over here for 3. You just missed that one. So you got 3 trades right there. My mistake. You got this. Let's write it out here. So we trended down, and you got a 1. You got a 2 right here. So it makes a lower low, a lower high on this candle, and then a not a lower low over here. So there's a 1, 2, 3, but you need to have a close first above 0.2 for it to be validated. And that doesn't happen until this candle here closes above the high. So this guy here is 3 points, so you have 150 to 175, 53 and a quarter, which would be right there. You get filled right here, and bingo, got to win. Now you got a pullback here on a thrust bar. This guy here is 6 points, so you're coming off the bottom. 3 take away 1, so it's 55, 75 would be the 3. So it would be 55, 50 would be my entry, which would be right there. You get filled here. You're in a whole 1 tick, and in the same candle, bingo. So look at all those trades in a half an hour. Okay, Monday was a holiday, so we'll shoot to Friday. That's Monday, and here's Friday. Okay, and we'll do this. Okay, I don't do any trading in these hours. I mean, if a setup happens here and I need to get back into it, that's fine. So so the session starts off and it makes this high over here, and then we come down and it makes a lower low and a lower high, and then it makes another lower low, and then all of a sudden it just takes off. This is a 1, 2, 3. I mean a 2B. What a 2B is, think of this in your mind. When we're looking at here's a 1, 2, 3 right there. Let me just text it out for you. You're at the top of the market, you got a 1, makes a higher high. You got 0.2, it makes a higher low. You get 0.3, it doesn't make a higher high. The only difference between this 1, 2, 3 and a 2B is this. It's really simple. I mean, once you understand it right here. So this was the beginning of a 1, 2, 3 pattern. So over here you got a trend down, and then you got 0.1 because it makes a lower low. 0.2 makes a lower high, and then 0.3 just takes out 0.1 by a little bit. Okay, and what want to see happen is normally what happens with a 2B, it usually gets followed by a 1, 2, 3. But in some cases, it doesn't. In other words, it doesn't, before it becomes, well, it'll be a 1, 2, 2B, and over here it'll form another 1, 2, they'll form a 1, 2, 3 over here. Sometimes it breaks the 2 point, which is this guy right here. It breaks the 2 point and then comes back to form the 3 point. You can see you got a 1, 2, 3 up here. Sometimes it takes out the 2 point. So in that case, this is a 4 point differential. So you come off the bottom 2. So it'll be 67 1/4. And you miss by a tick anyway. But you get the point. So all a 2B is a broken 1, 2, 3 because it takes it out by a little bit. This here is a 1, 2, 3. So this would be an entry over here. It never happens, but at least you know what it looks like. So the 2 point gets broken, and let's see, that's right over there makes a lower low, and there's a pullback right over here. And with a pullback, you want to have a thrust bar or an impulse bar, which you do right here. It's almost a full bar. Okay? So this guy here is 4 points, and we're coming up to 69.50, which is right there. It puts you in the hole 1 tick and a quick win. And you know something? If the sellers are going to come in there and fire back like that, there's no reason why you can't do it again. And bing. But over here you get this 1, because now it makes a lower low and lower high. Well, actually it makes a lower low. It makes a higher high because it took out that swing. It makes a higher high, high low, but not a higher high. So that becomes the same pattern as this. Look at this. We've only traded, it's like 18 minutes you're on the board here. And right over here would be, let's see, how big is that guy? That guy is 4. It'll be 68.75, which would be right about there. But before I even get up to there, I got this 1, 2, 3 pattern coming right at me. So I can't get into a trade here if I got a 1, 2, 3 coming at me. So I'm gonna let the pattern action tell me what to do here. So you can see that this is really a thrust bar. I mean, it was down here and it closed up here. So you got a 1, you got a 2, you got a 3. This guy's huge bar. So you're coming off the bottom somewhere over here. You're not getting filled anyway. Well, maybe let me see. Let's see, that's 6. So it'll be 62. So let's see, 62 is right here. Oh, you do get filled. Put you in the hole 1 tick and up for a win. And this would be the other place. Now this is a 2B because it took out the high over here. So right up there would be your entry, but it didn't happen. I just want to show you the 2Bs because you don't want to negate them because they're. What happens is you make a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, then a higher high immediately after that. If it does that, that means the trend has changed. And it's going to come back here and form that 1, 2, 3. Which it did. It just missed the entry. Sometimes it'll hit it right on the bottom, and it's only because of where I have my stop. I have my stop fixed at 11. If I put it right on the body like you're supposed to, or at least the traditional way, I would end up being the break even anyway because it went up here and let's see, you would have got in at 68.25. It went up 8, and you would have broken even anyway, so it didn't matter. So now, if you're about to get into a trade and you see that you're 1 tick away and it closes, just hit the X and get out of the trade. Don't get in the trade if it misses you by a tick. There'll be plenty others because already you got this 1, 2, 3 we just missed. See, this one might have been a fill, might not have been a fill. Nothing here, but you got the pullback here. You got the pullback again here. Nothing. Here you go. This is a pullback. See this big thrust down after a pullback? Right there. You get connected over here, and down it goes. Let's see before you do that. Well, here is a 2B pattern. So it makes a lower low, then it makes this is a 2B pattern over here. So you make a lower low, a low high, and then a lower low, and then immediately it makes a higher high. So this guy here is 455 would be your entry, which would be right there. You get filled right over here, and it puts you in the hole 5 ticks, and then bang, a win. And here's your 2B spot. It's 3, so you make it 150, makes it 63 and a quarter, which would be right over there. And you get filled here at 63 and a quarter. Let me open these things up so you can see it even better. See right there, 61 and 64, add 150 to the bottom, 63 and a quarter, which is right there. And you can see we get filled on this guy here, and this guy comes down, and then this guy comes down, and 63 and a quarter, 62 and a quarter, 61 and a quarter, 60 and a quarter, and then, well, you may have broken even on this one because it went back up again. All right, so it happens. Then you get a bunch of sideways action, and then it shoots down for the rest of the session. But you would have made a nice day's pay there. So let's go back to Thursday now. You can see how they can cash. All right, so what do we got here? Well, we got this 1, 2, 3 over here. So if anything, we'll be looking for trades at about 42.75, which is right about there. It's not happening, so we'll just follow the price action. What day are we on here? Is this... Okay, it's Thursday. All right, so what do we got going on here? Making these lower lows. Oh, you got a 2B pattern up here and a thrust bar following it. That makes it easy. But nothing. Oh, okay. There we go. We make the connection. There was the 2B. Makes a higher high and a higher low. Just nips it out and closes below it. And then you get followed by an impulse bar, followed by another impulse bar. This over here would definitely be a demand area because you got this big red bar. Nothing else happened after that big red bar. It was just right over there is where the sellers came into the buyers came into the game. It was a 10-point candle. So I would come off the bottom, make it 11 even. So if we happen to get down to 11, that's where I'm going to put on the trade. But this guy gets connected here. And here's another big bar going up, so there's another spot there too. So we make a higher high and a higher low, and then a higher high, and then a higher low, and then a higher high. Well, this could be a spot too. And you end up breaking even on that trade. And okay, well, you make a lower low here and a lower high right there, a little quick pullback, and it ends up being a thrust bar because it's rejecting. So that's 4 points, make it 22.75, and you just missed by a tick. Okay, happens again. This guy is 4, make it 20.75, and that gets connected, and you're in the hole by 1, and then boom. This also is a 2B because you make a lower low, lower high, just pierces it out and it closes back. That guy is 5 points, so you come off the bottom 3, which is 10 and a quarter, make it 10 even. Right there, and let's see. And you got a loss. All right, you had a loss. But then you get it right back because you've made a lower low here, and here's a pullback, and there's a thrust right there. So that guy is 4. You come off the bottom, make it 18, which is right there. And you get filled over here, puts you in the hole 8. And there's 12. Believe it or not, on that candle, you get in, puts you in the hole 8, you get your 12. So you got it right back. What else we got going on here? Well, this is the end of the session. That's basically it. So let's see. So you had a loss and a win. Oh, I forgot about this guy here. What was it? 11. Oh, that was the loss. Okay. So let's see. Where do we? Okay, we had this guy. So that's a win. And what else do we have? Oh, I forgot this pullback over here. So hit, that's not a pullback. It's a low. Okay. Okay, there's the 2B. Comes down. Forms this big 1, 2, 3. You just missed. So it makes a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high. So this becomes a 2B pattern right over here. How big is that guy? That guy is 5. That's 6, so 20. 1975. Okay, that puts you in a hole 8, 1975, and that gets you a win. So hopefully I'm being clear with these things. We just go to another day here, and that'll be it. What day is this? It's a Wednesday, forget that. Alright, here's Tuesday. Okay. So we got a big downward move, basically in a range. Well, we made a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high. And then finally it closes down over here. This guy here is 6, so basically you come down from the top 3, which makes it 58. So 58 and a quarter, which would be right here. You get filled, it puts you in the hole of 1 tick. 58 and a quarter down to 54.50, and there's a win. Right over here you get because down here you had a 1, 2, 3, and then you made a higher high, a higher low, but not a higher high. Higher high, higher low, not a higher high. That's what makes a 1, 2, 3. And this guy over here is 3, so you make it 57.50, which would be right. Well, in this particular case, let's see, 56 and a quarter. Actually, this is the 3-point here. 57 and a quarter. Well, yeah, you just missed by a tick, unfortunately. Well, it happens. And this here is demand. You got this huge candle here, and it stops right over here and shoots up. You got that thrust bar, that thrust bar, that thrust bar. They tried to, this is where the supply was, and then they came up to here, and then this guy right here. So this guy here is, that's 5, so 250 to 39.75 is 42 and a quarter. So 41, 42 and a quarter, which is right there. And well, it's tough to judge. We'll call that a break even. So it makes a low and down over here. And kind of raggedy end. There's another demand area. You can see where the buyers are coming in over here, and where the sellers are coming in. Just missing here. They're kind of raggedy end. What day is this? May 21st. Okay, so basically this is all sideways action here, so you got to kind of wait. Before it takes out, because you got a triple top up here, so you got a 1, you got a 2, you got a 3. So you need to take out this area over here, the 2-point, and close below before you can even start doing anything. And it does over here. That's your pullback to there, and it's followed by a thrust bar, just nothing happening. So let's see, we got this. Alright, so you got this 1, 2, 3 here. And it finally closes above up here, and then forms a kind of like a 2B over there. And let's see, this guy here was 3, so 150, 42, which would be right there. So you get filled on this guy here, put you in the hole 1, 42, 41, 40. I don't know if it went down first, you get the win. If it didn't, you break even. And that pretty much ends the session. Alright, so we'll do one more. Alright, so obviously you can see this right off the bat. You got a higher high, which is 0.1. A higher low, which is 0.2. But not a higher high, which is 0.3. And it just goes straight down. Then you made a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low. So you get 1, 2, 3s at both ends of the spectrum here. So I would look for the 3-point, which is either one of those things. They're both the same size. So at 6, it'd be 68, 67, 75. It's right there. You don't get filled, so it doesn't matter. And you don't get filled in this one either. So we make a higher high and a higher low, and not a higher high and not a lower low. And this guy here is, well, it's huge, so it won't make a difference. It ain't happening here. Then it makes a lower low and a lower high. So that's a 1, a 2, and a 3. You need to close above, which it does right here. And my entry is right down. How big is that? Okay, that's 4. So we're coming off the bottom 2. So 74.25. And you get filled over here at 74.25. And bingo. Then you make a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high. Again, constitutes a 1, 2, 3. So you get 6 points, coming 98, 99 would be the area. So right about here. Does it come back up there? 99. You get filled and you end up breaking even on that. But what happened before then is what we need to say. Oh, this over here is demand. You can see that candle right there. And we don't get filled, just missed. They just entered early. So what do we have here? Bunch of sideways stuff. So you just wait till it trends. So what do we got here? This guy here is, alright, so the 350, make that 0.50. So you're getting in on this guy here. And that one became 0.50, 152. That ended up being a loss. But you got demand right over here and a 1, 2, 3. So it's a possibility I wouldn't take this. Why am I taking it anyway? It's not even a trade. Not even a trade. Forget that. This is a 1, 2, 3 here. So that's 490 would be the area where I'm getting it at, right there. And you get filled right here. Put you in the hole 8, and then up for a quick win. You just have to just be, careful watching what's going on, the price action. If you zoom out, you can see that this is all sideways action here until we get to over here. So what do we got here? There you got a 1, 2, 3 right there, and you end up getting a break even anyway. That's the thing. If it's not gonna, I got move my stop to break even when I get to +5. So 24, and it goes. Oh, actually, hold on a second. Am I right? Oh, right there. Yeah, so I'm getting it at 24, and price goes down to 22. So it's either going to connect or not. Now, I don't mind plus ones. Plus ones doesn't mean that you lost the trade. It means it didn't work, and you don't take a beating on it. And that's the end of the session. So I hope this helps. I'm just going to zero in on one more chart, and I want to make sure that you really. Okay, so here's the first 5 minutes where I don't trade. But if I get a setup in here, once I come out of here, the setup's still valid. I'm just not trading it over here. I'm trading it on the black. So you can see right over here on this guy right here, that's a thrust bar. And this is another thrust bar. So there are two areas here where I'm seeing buyers come into the game. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? You got a red candle, and it stopped on that thrust bar, and then another thrust bar. You got two red candles, and then another thrust up. So this guy right over here is 4, so you're going to get in at 31.50, and you get connected there, and bingo, just reversed the same way it reversed here. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, so we go sideways, and this is a pullback area, and it's also a demand area. Actually, let's see, 35 even. That didn't match it. Didn't hit anyway. Okay, so again, this is one of those areas where it just nips out the high again. It's not really well, it is kind of a 2B because this is a higher high, a higher low, and then a higher high, then it makes a lower low. Once it takes out this spot here, the trend temporarily changes. So that would be 4 points. So you come off the bottom 2, makes it 62 and a quarter, which is right there. And right over there, it hit 62, so I would have canceled the trade, and you probably would end up a win. But I find that if it misses by 1, more often than not, you'll end up losing on the trade. So I'd rather bail and sometimes you get a win. But I think it's more of a 65 loss, 35 win. So I'd rather not do it at all. I just cancel the trade. So we make a higher high here, right there, higher high, higher low, not a higher high. That's what makes it a 1, 2, 3. Makes a higher high, pull back, higher low. Attempts to take out the high, it doesn't work. Once price takes out 2, the bottom falls out. And as I said, this was a thrust bar. This is where demand is in both places. So this guy here would be like 30, 35 would be the number, which would be right there. And that's exactly where price came. Put you in the hole 2 ticks, and then bingo. Actually put you in the hole 6 ticks, and then bingo. And that's where demand is, and this is where supply is, right up here. So you get a pullback here, and then you got a thrust bar, complete bar down. But I'm glad I showed you this. You got this 1, 2, 3 leading up into that, but this doesn't count, and here's why. This is not really a pullback. These are all inside bars of this one bar. So I just wanted to show you this. You got to have a complete takeover of a bar. Like here's a higher high, there's a complete takeout. See, this is a higher high, but this is an inside bar, and then it takes it out. All inside bars don't count. When it gets up to here, then you got to pull back. So here you got a 1, you got a 2, you got a 3, and then up. So this would be my area where I'm looking to get in right over here at the 3 point. And it moves away, and let's see, do we come up to this guy here? It's 5, 250, 65, 75. It should be right up there. It's not even close, so you let it go. And then here's what we got going on here. You make missed it again. See over here? You now have taken out this 1, 2, 3. So now the trend has changed. Once the 1, 2, 3 is taken out, the trend has temporarily changed. Every time you see a 1, 2, 3 that's been taken out, it's going the other way, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, the other way. 1, 2, 3, broken, other way. So now you've made so it broke over here, so you made a higher high and a higher low, and then a higher high, and then a higher low, and then you get a 1, 2, 3, and a break. Trend's going the other way now. So right over there is my entry. And there's the pullback, right into the entry, right into the candle, right into supply also at the same time. You got a nice pullback, and you got a nice thrust down. You get filled right there at 50-50, and 20 seconds later, bingo. Now you got what I call a 1, 2, 3 back into the trend. So you made a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low and not a higher high. So here's, let me mark this off here. Point 1, point 2, and point 3. This is to get back into the trend. Because 1, 2, 3s that break, trend change. Now, I don't care how long the trend changes, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is it's going the other way. That's all we need to know is sellers have now taken over. When a 1, 2, 3 breaks, sellers have taken over or buyers have taken over. And that's all you want to know is who's in control of the freaking market, you know? So you made a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low, not a higher high. Now when price breaks and closes below point 2, the trend is resuming again. So right over here, we got a pullback right to the, well, here's the 3 point. That guy is, guy's 5, so he had 250, 48 and a quarter. And right there is 48 and a quarter. And then price goes down to here before it pops back up. You already got your money. It doesn't look like you won, but you did. And the trend is down. This would be the next spot you look to get a pullback to, because there's where the sellers came in. And before you get to there, you get another pullback right over here. So that guy is 5, 250 to 375, makes it 38 and a quarter. And you missed by a tick, and then it goes down, so you're out of the trade. You didn't get it. It wasn't a fill. Now you got a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low right here. So I'd be looking to go, once it breaks there, I'd be looking to get a pullback there, but it didn't happen. So now we made a higher high and then a higher low right here. And we make another higher high and then a higher low. This would be another place to look for a trade. It didn't happen. And at the buzzer, you may have a trade here. So let's examine this a little bit. So you made a higher high here on this guy. That candle right there. See, that's made the highest of the highs. Followed by a higher low. And then you got this candle, tried to take out the high, but it didn't. And then it's followed by a thrust bar. So right over there, I'm looking to get a trade, and it just misses, and we don't get it, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. And it's the 10:30 mark. So I'm hoping that this helps. You just train your eyes, understand that a 1, 2, 3 that breaks, the trend is going the other way, so you want to think, okay, the trend's going the other way, I want to go that way too. You wait for the pullbacks. All right, let me know if this helps.